Trinidad and Tobago, sweeter. Uh, we love a bacchanal, so to speak. We love the sensationalism as well. When a story song, it's song exciting, right? It could be true, it could be not so true, right? It could have 5% truth in it. If it's songing, it's songing extraordinary. We like that. All right. I'm sure soap operas do well in Trinidad and Tobago. I myself don't really watch them too often, but I know people subscribe. I think it had one not too long ago. There's a big pause, the reactions and all kind of taking 5 minutes just to see the face from this angle, that angle, music in the background of dramatic effect. So one scene could take a whole hour. I can't even remember the name of that. I don't really watch it, but I had a look at one point. We move along sometimes. We like a bacchanal. If it packaged in a bacchanal for we eating that up. And to some extent, I guess it is entertainment. And we have that ability to entertain ourselves sometimes with the realities of life, but packaged with a bit of commerce, a bit of laughter, a bit of fun. Of course, Calypso is so creative as well, so we express serious things in joke. We know that's a Trinbagonian thing as well, right? We just say the most serious thing in joke because we are respectful people as well. So you don't want to offend and hurt feelings too much, but you do want to convey whatever message across to an individual many times so that they will improve. I hope that intention is still something that always exists. The intention for whoever is, falling short, in our opinion, to improve. That's genuine constructive criticism as well. Of course, there are those who just find fault with anything, even positive actions. They criticize, they skew the truth as well in an attempt to dirty our waters, to shoddy what we have done as part of their propaganda as well, to take your position, destroy your good name. Trust me, I know a lot about that, right? And that's a different topic. That's something that we as a people should try to stay away from. Don't get in the habit of talking bad about people. Find something good to say. But yeah, real nice Calypso. Chucky has that ability to sing in a melodious, jiggy Calypso, he does call it at times as well. So it's easy on the ears. Calypso is in good hands, in my opinion. He even sang about Chucky criticizing the new music. But, there would be those who would counter with that older style of music being not as enjoyable at times. In my opinion, again, these things are subjected to opinions. Calypso, Kaiso, even soca is in good hands, and you see phenomenal young people, talented, educated, dedicated individuals, professionals already, some of them, because of their exposure and their continual work in the fray. We are still able, more than ever, to produce a tremendous cultural product to the world. Our job now is to market that as best as possible so that we can really recognize the economic benefits thereof. And also we need to take from the social benefits as well. We have a government that might listen to me this time. Let the Calypso Monarch King tour our schools. And most times it is a positive song building, or the person has a positive country building song, nation building song. Let them become the superstar and the idols for our children. Not so much the soca, because sometimes the soca is adult in nature, as I would call it. It's more for partying and whatever. And they have their attraction already. But our calypso, our kaiso, our young monarch, because the young monarch is most times real good. Last year's young monarch we spoke about and we listened to him was real good. Let them now tour our schools. Let them sing their positive songs and inspire others to think positively and maybe even attempt to sing positively. Let them see those positive characters as people to emulate. We need to really set for our young ones better examples, because the wider society that exists has a lot of, poor examples as well. All right. So, Chucky, blessings to you. Right. And of course, I ain't staying away from what may be critical of the current administration. No administration is perfect, and also people are entitled to their opinions. Sometimes in an action and an effort to do something, there are positive consequences, but there are also negative consequences, and you weigh them up. Our citizenry is free to speak about the negative consequences sometimes, and also the positive consequences as well. It ain't like that. This is 91.9 FM. We try our best to keep it real, especially Voices on the Street. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. All praise is due to our Creator. We thank Him for life and for a new week, and we take the opportunity this week to continue to do the positive good things that we are doing, and to work on those not so good things, right? We can improve. Make that effort. It might be challenging, but make that effort, Trinidad and Tobago. And wonderful to see as I open the news for Citizens Awards, Sports Awards, and Kishon Walcott is there, featured, along with the Female Sportswoman of the Year. Let me just go into the article, right? Tennille Campbell. Something wrong with me, I ain't really know Tennille so much. I had to pay attention. Kishon Walcott and Tennille Campbell both spoke of gratitude, determination, and forward plans after being crowned First Citizens Senior Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year at the Legacy Takes Flight ceremony at the Lord Kitchener Auditorium of the National Academy for the Performing Arts on Saturday night. First of all, I would like to say thank you for recognizing my hard work. Thank you for recognizing 2025. It's been hard. Walcott said as he reflected on a season that saw him return to the very top of his sport, The Olympic champion capped 2025 by claiming the World Athletics Championship javelin title in Tokyo with a season's best throw of 88.16 meters, his first global medal since Olympic javelin bronze in 2016. Resilience, fortitude, discipline, continued effort over a sustained period of time. That's 10 years between Olympic bronze and gold in this championship, right? Understand time and process and the mental fortitude that we also need to develop as a people. Looking for some of Miss Campbell's statements as well, just to quote her. Campbell, who received the Senior Sportswoman Prize, spoke of personal challenges, family, and faith as the foundation of her recovery and resurgence. For me personally, as always, my family, they are my backbone, God, my faith in God, and there are so many youth here in Trinidad I aim to inspire, she said. Campbell noted the hard work behind a return to form. It has not been an easy journey. You are always faced with challenges which I would have to be prepared to overcome. Back in 2022, I believe when I gave that speech at the TTOC Awards, I was at one of my lowest points. But I did make a statement that I would rise above and be competitive again. So to be able to achieve the results that I did this year means I'm back on path. The cycling star was clear about her ultimate target, and I know the path would lead me to Olympics 2028, LA 2028, and my goal, hope and dreams is to bring home that medal to Trinidad and Tobago, to be one of the first women to win an Olympic medal. Alright, congratulations to both sports personalities, and be inspired, right? Let us share those positive achievements. Let us also read into the journey for our children as well, because it's not going to always go as easy and as smoothly as we wish it to be. All children, if possible, should be involved in some type of sport or extracurricular activity, because it teaches lessons that we can apply to life. It is actually part of life, of course. There are many benefits they will derive from it, but certainly that being down and then working hard to get back up again is a critical lesson taught. You sprain your ankle, you twist your knee, or something even more serious, you lose and you feel that pain of defeat or loss, and then you pick yourself back up and go again. You work through it. You psychologically overcome the fear or the anxiety or whatever that exists. Those are critical lessons for life, because life is up and down. Do not think that life is continual comfort at one level. Things constantly change. And of course, we're in a process of change and challenge as well. And we are working towards rising above and succeeding. So these are positive examples for our children, for our society, even for our adults, those who still have the capacity to change. Because, for older people, oh God, we had we take the break, and then we'll be back. We'll take some calls, and we'll go further into the news as well. Blessings, Trinidad and Tobago.
Get ready for a night of vibes, energy, and soca. Iwer, George, and Friends presents Iwer's Night. Friday, January 23rd at Woodford Cafe. Price Plaza Shaquana starting from 9 p.m. Advance unisex tickets $100 and ladies 2 for 1 for $100. Featuring the Waterlord, Iwer George, and all his friends in the business. KMC, Blackadan, Malik, Anika Berry, J-Del, and straight out of Grenada, the payroll man, Money. I say load me up with the oil. Music by DJ Mervin and DJ Elon, aka Papi. Come out and experience the big man in the business. Iwer George and Friends. Friday, January 23rd, Woodford Cafe, Shaguanas. It's Iwer's Night. See you there.
What are you doing?
Festival at KFC is so special to all.
What are we doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, take off, like rocket. It's a crunch divan with the baddest bucket.
The Crunch calling with our baddest bucket. That's 7 pieces of chicken for only $99. And for just $25 more, get 4 additional sides. Or crunch into carnival with a super deal and get 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular side, a biscuit, and a large drink for only $29.95.
When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunch Dival at KFC.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you will love this.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Palori, fry, bake, roti, and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, the Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion Brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. The grand opening of the world's #1 Calypso tent, Kaiso Showcase 2026. Friday, 23rd January, 8 p.m., Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Be prepared for a night of Calypso in all its forms. Social, political commentary, humor, pan, chutney, and suggestive sounds. Featuring performances by Queen Victoria, Lady Adana, Pharaoh, Mr. Shaq, Daddy Chinese, Eunice Peters, Calissa Charles Mapp, Alicia Richards, El Drago, Mr. Mac, Nicholas Lucas, Rivaldo London, Lady Torlish, Carice Pascal, Deep Juba, Roxy Singh, Queen Voice, Brother Ramkey, Cassie, Miss Ross, Empress, Medic, Greg, Mr. Lee, Fire Rain. Guest performances by Dev, Durango, Brio, and Raw Tour. Your MC, Damian Melville. Music by Razor Sharp, Chorus, Kaiso Flames. Tickets, advance $200. At the door, $250. Available at Roast and Toast, Superior Street, San Fernando. Athletes by the Park, Tubo South Central Office, Mezzanine Floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. See you there.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
How you
let us turn on this time machine, boy.
Bro, we have to...
Yes, I know, we have to go, but I have to start it.
On Sunday, February 1st, 2026, Captain Starbright and Tim Tim are going to take your kids on a magical journey to the past, present, and future of Carnival, the greatest show on earth. Get ready for Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
Yeah, but how are we going if this time machine not working, boy?
Bro, you're putting me Smolta. It's powered by Smolta.
Oh, it's powered by Smolta. All right, put it. All right, let's go.
Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future. Sunday, February 1st, Skinner Park, San Fernando. Rides, slides, games, soca stars, and more. Parents, watch them learn about their culture and save the future of Carnival. Early bird tickets available online at islandetickets.com or timetolime.com and in store at advertised outlets. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Call 337-KIDS for more information. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The Vibe. The event space, formerly known as Shade, Fort Court, Tobago, says, let's celebrate Carnival. Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival Week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJs and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwermg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum. It's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is Carnival.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and enjoy a spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from Kings Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
The world #1 Calypso dance, Kaiser Showcase presents Rhythm of the Sea, where the rhythm meets the wave on board the Embassy Yacht on Friday, 30th January 2026. Boarding at Kings Wharf, San Fernando from 7 p.m. and sailing at 8 p.m. sharp. Featuring the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross and Sugar Ray. Early bird tickets $200. General admission $250. Tickets available at Roast and Toast Restaurant, Bar and Grill. Grill, number 86 Superior Street, San Fernando. Ateliers by the park, Tuco South Central Zone Office, mezzanine floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from Tuco South executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss out on the first ever Calypso tent on the high seas.
Everybody is somebody.
Kaiso Showcase, Rhythm of the Sea.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you're gonna love this.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Thinking of what to have for lunch or dinner? Here's a meal tip from Royal Castle. If your day is hectic and there's no time to cook, save time. The castle is known for tasty chicken. But have you tried our rotisserie chicken? I have an interest in this one. I like their rotisserie chicken, right? Pick up a single meal of a quarter rotisserie chicken and any one side. Choose from crinkle cut fries, creamy potato salad, tasty coleslaw, or fresh salad. If you really like rotisserie, try one entire chicken. We even have the banquet special, a bigger meal for the entire family of one whole rotisserie chicken, 4 sides, and a 2-liter soft drink. Make sure to pick up some of our creamy honey mustard sauce or tempting pepper sauce and have a delicious, satisfying lunch or dinner. Pop into a branch close to you. See you at Royal Castle. Our culture, our taste. It's carnival time, so the scripts plentiful, endless ads. And I try to do a cross section. I don't want to do the same ones over and over, so you all know what's going on. Calypso Review 2026, right? So there's Kaiso House, there's Calypso Review. There are quite a number of tents. Enjoy, right? Trinidad and Tobago, get ready. The Calypso Review 2026 is here, bigger and bolder than ever. It all kicks off with the grand opening at the Arima Velodrome, Friday, January the 23rd at 8 p.m. Then the vibes continue at SWWTU Hall, Port of Spain, Saturday, January the 24th. Ladies' Night, Thursday, January the 29th. Judges' Night, Friday, January the 30th. And the tent continues Saturday, January the 31st. Featuring the kings and queens of Kaiso, Sugar Aloes, Pink Panther, Skatey, Alana Sinet, Devon Seals, Singing Sonia, Michelle Henry, Mighty Diamond, Gabby from Barbados, Orlando Octave, and many more. With music by Len Cummings and the Wailers, the Review Angels, and MCs Tommy Joseph and the Chairman. This is pure Kaiso magic. Tickets available at Michelle's Fashion, Massey Stores, Broadway Arima, the Review Tent Box Office, and SWWTU Hall. For more info, call 797-5850. Calypso Review 2026. Feel the rhythm, live the culture, experience the magic. Alright, so we have this wonderful period of culture, Kaiso, Calypso, all kind of other things to enjoy. I went to Constantine Park for some bus head, right? Some boy, some stick fighting. It was enjoyable, although I reached a bit late. So, but a really nice production going on. They go next to, I can't even tell you, but I know the finals is in Moruga, where it started, and I feel I'm going to Moruga, God willing. So much going on as well. Big up to those who try to live stream the events. So on the way to one, you could catch the next one. Just put your phone safely, right? Pay attention to the road too. You could listen to whatever, Kaiso, Calypso. So much going on. And it is also taking place in our spaces as well. Listen to the press conference and our minister speaking about kind of the decentralization of activities, ensuring that all across Trinidad and Tobago there are events surrounding the carnival so that everybody can enjoy in their more local spaces as well. And that is appreciated, but also people could move around Trinidad as well and Tobago to experience different communities and different local people who would be more geared towards coming out when things are closer. Let us enjoy it. All right, and speaking about movement and mobility, of course, we know that the special zones of operation is a big topic going on. It has been passed in the lower house, and there's still some questions. What's the acronym now? ZOSO, ZOSO, right? Zones of Special Operations. I as well tried to avail myself of the opportunity to understand what can transpire within that framework as we move out of state of emergency in these areas that are declared by the Prime Minister based on special circumstances. So Trinidad and Tobago, let us not create the conditions for any special circumstance and any zone. My brothers and my sisters in all these communities, let us hold it down, take it down. Let us speak to those youth as well. It has some little haywire youth, not really understanding, maybe being misled as well. For those who can, and those who already tried, let us double our efforts in trying to guide these youths on the right path and away from, the crime and the violence that can create this categorization of a special zone area. Let us not allow that infliction of constraint on our communities. So Laventil, for example, has been doing exceptionally well. Right? Love and respect to everybody. John, St. Paul Street, Picton Road, everywhere across the length and breadth, we have been doing exceptionally well. Let us continue to hold it down. Let us approach whatever issues, because there are issues always that will arise in our communities, with the responsibility to mediate and try to sort out and bring fairness and justice before it escalates into issues. Alright, but if there is this phenomenal circumstance that leads to our Prime Minister, who is responsible and has the vested power, declaring an area a zone of special operations, then that area is subjected to the loss of some of the freedoms that would normally exist. There's the possibility of, surrounding that area with the roadblocks in and out to prevent, people coming in to continue whatever violence, because sometimes the violence is out of that area, into that area, etc. It will allow officers to search your homes, etc., without a warrant, but there must be, reasonable cause as well. So there must be some suspicion of criminal activity or the pursuit of someone who would have been doing a criminal act, etc. So it's not blanket the loss of all of our rights, but I do understand that the population sometimes is fearful because of the abuse of power by those who operate the security forces as well. And as I see that, I saw a concerning video with some police officers beating a civilian and then arresting him. Of course, that needs to be verified. Maybe somebody who would have witnessed or has more information on it can give us more of an idea. But we have that fear sometimes because of the abuse of force and that anxiety when we see people who are supposed to protect and serve. That is also a work in progress that our police service needs to address, and the only way that that can be addressed is by their taking of responsibility when members violate their responsibility, by justice being served when members of that organization step beyond the bounds and abuse the population and the public at large. And obviously, the leadership within those organizations need to be stern with their subordinates as well. I've seen as well where in these zones of special operations and these special operations that are taking place, maximum care is supposed to be taken by these officers, and the use of body cameras has arisen again as something that is important for these officers to utilize. You have a zone of special operation, you know that it is special operations taking place, you know that some of the usual rights of a citizen are going to be taken away from them, and therefore you can put these measures in place to safeguard against abuse. Oh God, Trinidad and Tobago, oh God, Prime Minister, Ministers of National Security, Defense, whatever, oh God, Commissioner of Police, the abuse of citizens by officers, please. The death at the hands of our officers who are supposed to serve, please. It erodes trust and the relationship of communities, the population with the service. It must be curtailed. So while we do take these examples from Jamaica, Jamaica has a problem because there are accusations about the police in Jamaica being a gang as well and executing individuals. They have one of the highest, again, police killings per capita in the world. You don't want a situation where the abuse and the heavy-handed force and the killing of citizens and the crime is being done by your service that is supposed to curb. Put these body cameras on these officers. Train them properly. Put this level of accountability in place. It will serve Trinidad and Tobago phenomenally. If we want true change, there must be accountability. And the state and the organs of the state have to take the lead in accountability, in doing what is right. All right. For those citizens listening as well, within these zones of special operation, if you are asked to identify yourself, there's a heavy fine if you don't, or you give the wrong information to officers, because they are in a special circumstance trying to deal with a special level of crime if the area is deemed a special zone. So some of your rights are lost. So let us assist and comply as best as possible. If any of those special zones are enforced, like I said, I know the length and breadth of Trinidad and Tobago listens to 91.9. I don't know if in the communities, people are listening as well, the youths, but let us not create those special circumstances. We're in this period where we invite the world to Trinidad and Tobago to enjoy our culture and to have a good time and see our sand and our sea and our culinary delights and our warmth, our arts, our music. Let us be hospitable. Let we take it down. Yeah, that man violate you, upset you, he takes something that is yours or whatever. Let us not escalate. Sometimes we have to lose our rights as well in a desire for peace. I know that it is essential for us to defend ourselves in circumstances as well, but let us weigh it up. Let us weigh it up. And of course, those are the further steps that need to be taken by our country, by our leaders as well, if they understand where conflict begins. There needs to be greater access to justice, right? There needs to be greater fairness. There needs to be economic justice in Trinidad and Tobago as well. And of course, that is also a positive aspect of this zone of special operation. As soon as an area is declared and these activities take place to quell whatever issue that will not happen and will not exist, God willing, right? There's also an element of social and infrastructural development that is supposed to take place to alleviate the underlying causes as well. And without a zone of special operation, I pray that very soon more will be done in terms of social, infrastructural, community work, etc., to alleviate the underlying causes of this type of activity, of hopelessness expressed in violence. Right? I hope that more will be done even outside of those zones. But there is that provision where a special committee is going to be set up, not police, etc., but a civil society group to address in that way, socially, economically, etc., why the underlying reasons behind an area becoming, so inundated with whatever crime, or having such a violent events that it has to be deemed a zone of special operations. Right, of course, in this SOE, the actions of our country to detain individuals, has had an effect on citizens who have been accused of whatever, or who information was given and attained by the police about whatever suspected or criminal activity. Some of those individuals have been released, and some of those individuals obviously would be pursuing, redress through the courts for what they would have outlined as unfair detention for them. And of course, the Minister of Defense was asked questions regarding people who were alleged to have threatened his life or having a plot, and now some of those individuals have been released. And he was questioned about whether he's afraid for his life, etc. Of course, I know the man as well, so the way he would have answered is consistent with who he is and his beliefs. Very interesting answer as well. He said, as we all need to come to terms with the fact that we will not live forever, not in this plane of existence, and therefore we will die, and he's not afraid of that per se. Some statements, but as the nature of the man, he would make statements like that. He preferred to die from assassination than cancer, etc. Right? Let us be fair to each other. Right? Let us be fair to each other. Let us act without malice when we implement the law. These special provisions take away rights. The detention of an individual and the loss of freedom is not a simple matter, because it is a fundamental right of a human being to have that freedom, and to take away that freedom is not something that should be light. The freedom of movement, the freedom of expression, freedoms are not absolute, but we must absolutely guard those freedoms, not our freedom alone, but the freedom of others. Because if we allow the freedom of others to be affected, to be unfairly and unjustly curtailed, then it opens the door for us being next as well. So let us be just. And the Minister of Defense also addressed some of the rumors about being prejudiced to areas that are predominantly Afro-based and all of that, right? And we want to dismiss those things. It is about criminal activity. Yes, it is about a certain type of criminal activity, violence and gun violence and those aspects of crime that may be more prevalent because of the interconnection between poverty and violence, right? That is the reality of the situation. And yes, if it was an effort against white-collar crime, we know the communities where would have zones of special operations, and it have nothing to do with urban communities. But we have to admit that this level of killing each other, this level of violence towards each other is not acceptable, and it is not sustainable, and it is a problem for the entirety of Trinidad and Tobago, and we must work to fix that problem. Yes, much of it is the underlying causes, but also you do not need these guns in the hands of these young people. You do not need it. We do not need to be constantly shooting and attacking one another to to try to control some turf or some area or whatever. Every issue that you have does not need to escalate into to death and destruction. We have to curb those issues as well. All right, the lines are open. I know people attentively listen as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fuad. Sorry to disturb you this early. Mr. Fuad?
Yes, morning, Mr. West.
Yes, I heard you spoke about this special operation zone or whatever, zone of special operation. And I think it is mentioned somewhere that the Prime Minister is going to determine or decide on those areas that are going to be declared special, zone of special operation.
Yeah, correct. She has the responsibility.
And yes, but what I think we need to be clear about that, because people take this thing and make all kind of propaganda and all kind of mischief with this thing, because she's not going to get up one morning and say it's down in Claxton Bay or it's down in what is Bagatelle or wherever it is. It would be based on data. It would be based on intelligence, right, coming out of the police. The police would a source. But people are already taking this thing to say that she could get up and she would say this one, and they have to be very clear. You see, you have to understand the society they're living in, And somebody declared that every PNM in this country must be a propagandist. So you have to deal with those and be clear, make it clear that yes, but she would do so on the advice, on the recommendation of the police, those people who are in charge of the intelligence, who have the intelligence, who have the data, to set up the Prime Minister, and they run all over the place. And I hear it already on the radio, and that is not so. Just like when you had a state of emergency, it came from the police. The police recommended that, and they took that. The Prime Minister took it. She could either accept it or don't accept it, but she took it. And in the case of the state event, she took it to the president to make the proclamation. So I think we need to be very clear with this thing, and don't, because they put the Prime Minister in a way as if she is this autocrat, and she's up there and she could just whimsically say, well, look, the term is our zone, not understanding that this thing is based on data, it is based on intelligence, and the information coming to her from the police, the authorities who is responsible for law enforcement, crime detection. So that is basically what I want to say on this matter, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, thank you very much for clarifying that and adding to what was being.
Yeah, I know you. I mean, I know you probably didn't pick it up, but you or probably it slipped you. I want to say it slipped you, because you I think you on top of things.
Yeah, I certainly was aware, but I would think, again, you clarified as well, some people might not understand that, and I would have taken it as being understood that it is on the advice of the security services, etc.
Yes.
But you can't leave those things to chance. You have to be explicit with it.
No, you can't leave it in the face of mischief and propaganda and all that, which could derail any effort in terms of dealing with the crime problem. And people have to understand that I live where I live, and if we don't get this crime situation under control, well, dog eat the supper. I see in other places, people are taking measures and may not be similar to what is being articulated here. I saw in Baltimore, this fellow called Brandon, the mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott, he introduced some measures some years ago, or 3 or 4, 5 years ago, and it has borne fruit. And you have a tremendous, significant decline in crime. In fact, last year was the lowest, 133. In Baltimore, is a predominantly black city. So I don't know, like black people, those who claim to be black, and they like to see black slaughter. They like to see black people lying on the ground and in morgue and mortuary and all that kind of thing in the cemetery. I am saying that this thing must come to an end because it doesn't only threaten the criminals, those people who are in the gangs and warring and all that. It affects you and I, our family, our children, our parents. Everybody is at risk. And this thing must be brought. That is why countries fight very hard to bring crime under control because they care about their family. They care about the community that they live in. They care about the country, and these things have implications, economic, social, psychological, and even physical. And people must understand that, and they're not telling the people that. Thank you, Mr. Fuad.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. West. The care for your citizens, for people of every class, race, and culture is essential. And there are leaders who still have that care. But we know it have some who become cold and hard. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Salam alaikum. Happy New Year to my little brother.
Wa alaikum salam to you, man. Good to hear you, man. Good to hear you. Welcome.
Yeah. You and the family and everybody. I want to be short this morning, my brother, Fuad. This zone thing, do they have it in the police and the army? They have zone with these people who wearing police and army uniform. That is all I asked him this morning. Because this crime thing, it's a total big cleanup, because it's not only a zone in Lavantil. We had the zone with the businessmen, we had the zone with the corrupted people and politicians. Have a good day.
Yeah, man. That is the truth. And I hope they will take the opportunity to clean up some of the people in the services who now are an integral part of crime on every level. Right? That's the reality. Who know, who don't know. All playing like all they don't know. So I hope, and we have seen a number of arrests. We have seen a number of people who are involved in the security services being arrested and charged. The reality is let we be real, eh? Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Salaam alaikum, Fawad.
Wa alaikum salam, man. Peace be unto you and all of our listeners and viewers.
Peace be upon you and all your listeners, Fawad. And the 7 smash-up car on the highway, all of them had their license and insurance, Fawad. Yeah, they had their insurance, and I had to join the call that you call us this morning on Fawad on the Prime Minister to curve that ticket on the road, boy. These men and them Fawad working on a sinister thing, Fawad. Because the Prime Minister don't be there and telling our police, give that man a ticket, Fawad. She don't be there, And thank you for call out on the white collar crime, Fawad. It's very important. Up to now, men bring out law, follow the money. Up to now, we can't follow the recruits all the way it gone. They doesn't see that as a crime. But that is a crime, Fawad. When they gain the police and them 4%, and men recruiting themselves and fleecing the money from the treasury, Fawad. Put we in these things. Fawad, crime is our money, When we training lawyers and they don't have work, or you create that work, Fawad.
We'll teach them to farm, man. They had to learn to farm and produce or something else.
The farming that crime, Fawad. They use
the family crime.
To put them in jail, to transport them, to make that money, to bring in handcuffs, to bring in bulletproof vests, to bring in cameras, to sell fancy spikes for the gate fence. Crime is our money, Fawad. The other law, what I was bringing out was Forest Alvario say following the money. The white collar crime, Fawad. Fawad, the most the police like to do is to come and give you ticket, And none of the UNC people must be on the outside there telling them, get that one a ticket, do not ticket, you know. But they're going to use this ticket here forward to make the UNC look bad. These what these men and them like to do. They like to see the pain on the brothers and them face when they give them ticket, especially the warden and thing forward. They're abusing their power. Forward, you're right with the police. They're abusing their power forward. And I would like the ministers and the police and the commission police to see what's going on. Because when you take the men of them into submission and a man crashing and dying with the license, insurance and everything, what was the failure at the state there? The failure of the state is not to give the people on the ticket forward, is they present on the road to cope the situation that you say you're covering. Covering the situation is not giving the people on them the ticket, because the people on them were crashing and dying have their insurance, they have their license and they can't transfer and they have good work. Like the fireman, like the police, like the smash up, all of them have their license and insurance and everything up to mark forward. But I want to ticket you there for your tire, for your windscreen. Because you know why? They like easy work, you know why? They're coward forward. They're seeing the most vulnerable because they fail to go behind the white collar crime. They fail forward. Forward the police fail, you know, that means the biggest gang, you know, the brother was saying it, the caller before, you know. That means the oppressors are the people, you know. When Massa take the work from the plantation, from the white man, and them was the overseers on the plantation that gave the black brothers it. The one with the high mentalin forward. They know what they do forward is a sigil, this is subliminal messages by forward and sent to the brain of the African to make them feel like we the African is the enemy. And look at the road forward. You feel them road worthy for them taking that the brothers and them getting on the road? Forward. You feel that road worthy? That road, them car designed to drive in Japan. You ever see the road and them in Japan forward? But these cars and them designed to drive. Men busting a tire, busting a shocks, wheel falling out forward. Forward is a great disrespect that we going through this land. And if the Honorable Prime Minister in COVID, they got beat me down forward on this plantation. Forward, thank you.
Yeah,
white collar crime.
Thank you.
And the officers and them is the biggest gang. Thank you, brother. Bless. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
Hi there, man. In the land of the living, man. All praises due to the Almighty Creator.
Yeah, man. Blessed, man. Let me first thank you for your words of wisdom, because you talk a lot of positive talk, eh? And that is one thing I like with this program. You just always be on the positive. You try to stay far away from the negative, and you focus on the positives and on solutions. And I appreciate that very much. I just want to agree with the brother who just called about the law, this zone business. While it may be good law, we have to focus on some of the crooked police officers also. So I agree with him 100%, because it's like a free rein in the sense of you don't have to have a warrant, and there are some police who will use that as the advantage to have their way with people. So while there may be good police officers out there who are going about it the right way, there will be some who, and we have seen it already. We have seen it now with the vehicle fines on now. So we have to keep our eyes on that. So there will be some police out there, wicked police officers, who will take full advantage of this new law, this new law. Right? And that is all I want to add on that. So as I say, while it may be good law, there are some police officers, I believe, based on what I have seen before and what I'm seeing with the fines that are taking place, will take full advantage and look to make mischief with this new law. Have a blessed day, Mr. Ford.
Man, you too. Blessings. Thanks. Yeah. And good morning to the officers who come out with a good mind and with love in their heart to exercise their duty to the best of their ability, right? Good morning to those people of the protective services. Good morning, KFC. Welcome. You mute the call. Unmute it.
I say put the fire in your belly and talk for equal rights and justice for the poor and the underprivileged we're going on here. For I is a man talking in my mind because I going out there doing the right thing, knocking on doors, and no opportunities I getting. I feel like they're trying to political victimize me because I come out and talk. I went down by the parliament there Friday, and what I see there, it blow my mind because I see activists in the UNC who fight and turn and put the government there and the neglecting them. I see the Honorable Minister Kadisha Amen. So I actually for the job she tell you about food, can and hamper. I not on that. You give me food, can and hamper, I mean like a Down syndrome thing. If she say KMC, I want a resume. If you listen that she get it one time, cause I have a bag of resume, I have moving more resume, this that thing in there. Then feel like it cause them give you a hamper and a food, can then feel like they give you the world of it. I reach out to the Honorable Prime Minister and lay my problem because me getting no kind of assistance, you know. It's activists crying out. I say woman down there crying because some of we as they get our food, they're trying to victimize our next brother. So that they try to uplift the brothers, the black brothers, they fight on the black brother and thing in it. I like Victor Roberts, I talking the truth. Because the more wicked than he sing, then I'm in the party there. One, I look to and listen, you know. Bless, Uja bless, no man curse, you know. Because we have nothing to lose. I'm not singing for my supper. Some of them singing for the supper and eat our food like crabs in our barrel. Before I buy, go on buy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so we have to be conscious of what is taking place in our country and understand what this legislation that has not been passed yet fully, it still has to go to the Senate. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning to you, Mr. Ford.
Hey, pleasant good morning to you as well. Blessings, love.
Yeah. I hear your voice. According to the caller before KFC, I just called to compliment your encouraging words to the population. Continue. You're doing a good job. That's what we need. KFC, I'm sympathy with you, but relax a little bit. Calm down. Give it a 5 and then go back at it.
I just talk to him too, and I talk to him too. Because sometimes you're going about things maybe not the right way. And when we on the program, we talking about these issues. We talking about things that affect everybody, and I know you have your personal situation as well, but it shouldn't just be about your personal situation alone. You know what I mean? But I'm my brother, and I have an abundance of patients. I have a whole hospital, so you know how it go.
That's correct, because you see, he alone is not in that situation, and when you think you have it bad, somebody could have it a little more bad. Anyhow, crime is a state of the mind, right? My dear fellow brothers, let us individually take personal responsibility. Let us understand that when I go to another adult and buy something that closely resembles a gun and put it in a juvenile hand and say that's your toy, what am I doing? What am I doing? You see, we adults ought to be better role models. I am not saying that the children are not being influenced when they come out here. But adults, let's try and just be better role models and listen to Fuad a little more often. This young man is encouraging, motivating, inspiring. He's doing a fine job. Listen. PNM partner lecture here.
Yeah, man. Blessings, my PNM partner. Right, have a blessed morning, you and your family as well. Uh, it it is a challenge that we have to face. It is a cultural issue that we are facing as well. The culture is get money, right? Things get things, but there must be a limit to the things that we do to get money. There must be a limit to the greed. There must be some code of behavior that we do not cross certain lines. But I understand the mentality, and it's not just with the youth in the community alone. It's with everybody in this rat race. We have to change this race from a rat race into one where human beings are striving together to create more and to share with each other. We have to change the entire system of what is taking place. And it is a phenomenal task. And it begins with us as well, stopping this nonsense hurting and killing and fighting with each other. All right, so we don't want no zones and no special operation because we're not going to create those conditions for ourselves. All right, let us move to the next step. Let us move to the social and cultural and economic upliftment of our communities. Blessings to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. I know some callers still trying to get in. You'll have the opportunity, God willing, tomorrow and for the rest of the week. Blessings to everybody. Take care.
It's like a road party. Yeah, yeah, love way. I chip in love way. I feel good love way. It's like a road party. Yeah, yeah, we chipping down the road. We chipping down the road. We chipping down the road. Soca music is the code. Yeah, yeah, chipping down the road. Chipping down the road. Sun up to sundown. We chipping down the road. Feeling like drinks, feeling like fun, feeling like fit as the morning come, feeling like mass in your section, feeling like woman whining on man. As the rhythm hit it me, and the bass line it me, I'm feeling no pain.